Hello, and welcome to today's Revolutionary News. I'm Todd.
And I'm Jessica.
And today, to start off, Jessica will introduce us to our first interview of the day. Jessica.
Yes, so now we'll cut to our correspondent, Susan, with Archibald Hinchelon, and his report on this Stamp Act. Susan?
Hi, yes, I'm here with the colonist who wants to share his report on this much-debated act.
Yes, thank you, Susan. So, there is a violent spirit of opposition raised on the continent against the execution of the Stamp Act. Basically, people are going nuts over this, and they think they shouldn't have to pay it because a man known as John Dickinson of Pennsylvania has spread the word that the colonists should only have to pay taxes on trade. Therefore, armed with this knowledge, the colonists have even resorted to burning down the stamp office due to the fact that they don't want to pay these taxes. And it's a real mess out there. Oh, no, do you hear that? They're coming. Oh God, one of you is a tax collector, right? Jesus Christ! Oh boy, that sure doesn't sound good. We better go send somebody to check on them. So anyway, now we will cut to Jessica with her interview of a colonial soldier.
Today, I am very pleased to welcome an extremely special guest straight from the battlefield. Please enter James Warshaw. Now, James, we are very pleased to have you on the show. Please tell us about life on the battlefield. I can see that you're still very young. How old are most of the men?
Well, I'm 19, but most of the other men are between the ages of 18 and 24, though there are some younger boys who are just the messengers, the water carriers, and the drummers.
Interesting. And how will most of these men die?
That's a tough question. Surprisingly enough, most of the soldiers we lost died from disease and not battling. Diseases such as smallpox and typhus kill thousands of us. We also have a poor diet, worn-out clothes, damp shelter, and live in unsanitary conditions.
Oh my. That sounds horrible. It makes me really grateful for all that I have.
Hi, I'm Susan, and I'm here at the Revolutionary War Memorial. Today, we'll be bringing attention to the unsung heroes of the Revolution and war. First, we have Crispus Attucks, who was an escaped slave. Historians believe him to be one of the first to die as a result of the Revolution. We also remember Nancy Hart. She was a woman who decided to disguise herself as a man to infiltrate British camps and gather information. She held a group of troops in her house at gunpoint and stole their weapons too. Lastly, we have Laetitia Langston, who did much to help her fellow patriots. She also gathered information secretly about the British and even walked all the way to her brother's patriot camp to warn them about the incoming British, thus saving their lives. That's all we have today for the memorial segment.
To you guys at the studio.
Go.
What a great story. Hello, I'm Tanya Sanders. Today I'm going to be informing you about the African Americans taking part of the Revolutionary War. Recently, many African Americans have been joining the war, though they were faced with a difficult choice. What will they fight for, the colonists or the British? Many have joined the British because the king promised freedoms to the slaves who joined them. The colonists were scared. They depended on slavery for their economy. The colonists didn't even give guns to the blacks because they feared that they would turn on them. It was pretty obvious that the British would be recruiting more soldiers than the colonists. About 5,000 slaves from Charleston and 3,000 from New York sailed with the British in 1782. And now, back to you guys. Good morning, people of Pennsylvania. I'm Elizabeth Thomas here to give you today's forecast. Today's temperature is 33 degrees with a high of 37 and a low of 26. Winds are 11 miles per hour and no sign of snow. Be sure to warm up. You don't want to catch diseases like the flu. Over 2,000 soldiers have already died at Valley Forge from these diseases. The soldiers had no warm clothes and had worn out shoes, so be sure to wear the proper clothing. Thank you for watching. See you tomorrow, and remember, stay warm. Hey,
Hey,
do you need daily rations?
as a soldier, I do.
Well, this is right for you.
Whoa, what's in it?
Get a bag, and, get kind of thirsty during the day, so
Yeah.
you can get some rum, get some hardtack. This is good. It's long-lasting.
Wow,
Yeah.
dude,
Corn.
I love corn, oh my God.
I know, right? Some dried beans.
Dry?
And your favorite, meat.
Well,
You know when you can get this?
When?
Every 6 to 8 hours.
Ah! That's amazing.
It is.
Wow.
Wow.
Back to you at the studio.
Ladies and gents, is your life devoid of music? Are you longing for a hobby that you really enjoy to spend your time doing? Well, I have some good news for you. The most popular instrument to play are violins. But sorry girls, those are reserved for the men. But no worries, if you're a female and rich, you can play the harpsichord. But if neither of those sound good for you, there's also the common flute for men and the harp for women. But for those strong men out there fighting battles every single day, you could be playing a drum, a horn, a trombone, or a bassoon while you courageously lead your army into battle. Thanks for watching. Visit my music shop today.
All right, back from the commercial break. So, now many people know Valley Forge as the place where George Washington and his soldiers stayed while the British took Philadelphia. But there are many unknowns that occurred about this important part of the Revolutionary War. Here's Barbara with the scoop. Barbara?
Thank you. So, of the winter of 1777 to 1778 was very hard for these soldiers. Very hard. You know, like, there's almost 11,000 there, and hundreds died from sickness and diseases. With this cold temperature, many of them lacked proper clothing. They didn't have warm, fluffy jackets, and the temporary housing was not heated. Then, in February of 1778, General Nathaniel Greene was appointed and was like, "Hey yo, I can get you guys some food." And then food started coming in little by little.
Oh, hold on. Did you mean Nathaniel Greene?
Yes. So after they got food, they needed some strength because they weren't going to beat the British with nothing. So then someone named Baron von Stuyvesant transformed them into a fighting force, like kapow, kapow.
Whoa.
Whoa. And that made them stronger and prepared. And that's all we have for this segment today.
Okay. Thank you, Barbara, for being on the show.
My pleasure. Back to you.
And now we will interview colonists and members of parliament who have differing perspectives on rebelling peoples. Here, George Greenville.
As a representative for Parliament, I would like to say that Americans had absolutely no reason to get angry about the taxes. We had a war debt to pay, a war in which we protected them in, so they should pay their fair share. If you make peace with Great Britain, all our normal work such as commerce and agriculture will return to being as valuable and bountiful as before. I say we try to get the king's mercy while we still can.
Finally, we will interview a patriot known as Patrick Henry. Howdy, Patrick.
Howdy. A war must start. Britain has caused us great injustice, and we must free ourselves from them by any means necessary. There will be no peace until justice is served.
Wow!
Alright, well now we hold a debate segment on the man known as Benedict Arnold to discuss if he's a traitor or not. We will now cut to an American officer and a British officer for them to discuss today's topic. Todd?
Yes, Karen. I'm here in the studio with two gentlemen who will now discuss this much debated topic. Hi, yes, I am the American officer for this debate.
And I'm the British officer for this debate.
Alright, well, I think you should start off.
Well, first off, I'd like to state that the military accomplishments of this man benefited each side, so he did some good there.
Yes, I do concur. However, let me grasp my words here. He did commit treacherous acts towards my side. He gave up his men's posts for his own personal gain, and that is not being loyal to our cause.
But it is not fair to say that he had more than monetary gain in mind when he switched to our side. You said that you weren't giving him the recognition he deserved.
I doubt that. However, a man of his position should be worried about winning the war and not just getting recognized for his wins. The win itself should suffice for him. Besides, his reasons for switching sides, he still did commit treacherous acts by doing such things, and that should be enough to call him a total traitor!
Yes, but
Bad
can you
book.
deny his contributions to your cause before becoming a traitor? Perhaps his heroic acts outshine his traitorous ones, don't you think?
Dang.
Well, he did indeed have quite the large amount of sweeping victories under his belt. However, I think his last acts shine brighter than his first. Since his last acts were as a traitor, I cannot think of him as anything else.
Very well then, my opinion still stands.
Ooh.
Okay, well, I guess that's back to you guys in the studio.
Now we have a very special segment, an exclusive segment, all about art during the Revolutionary War. Much of the artwork created during the American Revolution depicted battle scenes, including the deaths of great generals and portraits and sculptures of historical figures. Some artwork by the colonists and the British show the same scene but from different perspectives. Many pieces of artwork were created and researched at the time of the event because many artists were on the scene of the battle or even in the military. Artwork was important because it was a way for people to express the rebellion that was happening all around them. Most artwork displayed great leadership, luck, and sacrifice of leaders and entire troops during battles. Some of the famous paintings include Washington crossing the Delaware River by Emmanuel Gautier Boots. As you can see, Washington is bravely leading his army across the river. Declaration of Independence by John Trumbull, which shows the Declaration of Independence being drafted. And Surrender of Lord Cornwallis by George Trumbull, which depicts the surrender of the British at the Battle of Yorktown.
Boy, that sure was crazy. Alright, well now we'll be doing a brand new segment on this show, Explain the Life of a Famous Figure in History. So today I'll be explaining the life of Charles Cornwallis first, Marquis Cornwallis briefly. So this man was born December 31st, 1738 in England, London City. And as a young man, he was very average. However, when it came time for the Revolutionary War, he was an excellent general and even handed the colonists a crushing defeat at the Battle of Cadwin in 1780. Despite his victories, however, he himself lost at the Battle of Yorktown in 1781, where he surrendered to the colonial forces. Even with this defeat, he continued on and served the British, even being knighted, which is a high honor in England, in 1786. After that, he was appointed Governor General and Commander-in-Chief of India. He did many great things in India for the British, introducing referendums and tax reforms to the permanent settlements there. After his long career in India, he went back to Britain and was appointed as Governor General and Commander-in-Chief of Ireland due to the Irish Rebellion and subsequent invasion of Ireland by France during that time. He mainly helped unify Ireland with the rest of the British Empire. The events in Ireland took place from 1792 to 1798, and now we approach the end of his long life. After his service in Ireland, in the Ireland conflicts, he was chief British signature at the Treaty of Amiens. Soon after that, he was reappointed back to India, and in 1805, he succumbed to a fever in Gazipur, India, and died. Wow, that sure was a full life. And now we conclude this segment of explaining famous figures' lives. Alright, well that's it for today's edition of Revolutionary News. I'm Todd.
And I'm Jessica.
And we're signing off.